Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and we are about to dive into map number 2 between Flipside Tactics and Team Envyus. Right now we are actually getting the knife round underway, and that can mean a whole hell of a lot of difference when we're talking about this map, because of course it's a very heavily sided T-favored map, is what I meant to say rather, and it looks like we're going to have the Team Envyus with the ability to choose CT or T side first. And it looks like they're going to be going with CT side first. A decision that I really can't blame them for. And just like that, we're getting the match restarted, and everything is going to be getting underway very shortly. So, leading into this and thinking from Team Envyus' side, I think that this could be one of the maps that they're more comfortable with, but in some ways, I'm not going to question their decision making and choosing CT side first, but this is one of those maps where you are expected to take more rounds on T side than CT side. We're talking about a threshold that's as high as 11 in some ways. I think the average that I've seen is at least 10. That's a respectable number of rounds to take while on the terrorist side, and that's where Flipside Tactics start out on. They do have two utility men, that is to say, two players that opted to buy flashbangs, smokes, and fragmentation grenades, and we have actually three, if I'm looking at this correctly, utility men coming in from Team Envyus, and no real deviation in the way of pistols. I think Devil might have already used all of his, but maybe I'm reading this wrong. It looks as though he could be carrying a P250. Let's take it to his TV for a moment. No, P2K. Is it Apex who does? No. They all look the same almost. Well, it's either P250s or USPSs on the Team Envyus side of things, and I think what happened was he simply purchased a bunch of utilities and used all of them. Flipside Tactics now look like they're going to make their move. Devil coming in for a flank on the push that is on bomb site A, and that bomb plant hasn't come down yet. This is actually coming in a little bit slow for the pistol round in that regards. NBK does get a refrag. The bomb is planted, however, so that means optionally we could see, in round 3, AK-47s coming out, and headshots popping left and right, dropping. Shara trying to make it happen. Oh, getting 3. Trying to make that 4th, but the kit, 1 second remains, and Shara just couldn't make it happen. Unfortunate. Kenny S just sees him pop out of smoke, and that's the execute. Just really executioner style, no other way to say it. So Flipside Tactics with that bomb plant, they can go for it. Straight up play this round with the weapons that they have, no pistol purchases, but we are going to see 2 P250s coming in, and with that being said, they will be able to afford rifles next round in the present condition that they are in. May not be perfect utilities to go with it, but there will be AK-47s at the very least. Okay, so pretty heavy push onto bomb site B, coming mostly around drop, and no one is actually in drop room at the moment. They are situated around chamber, rather entrance is what I meant to say. It's nothing too terribly bad, but there's the entry coming in now at bomb site A, and World Edit's taken immediately off the map. I think Envyus is feeling confident enough to take the CT side, which is why they're in this situation now. But I think that was 2 long-distance headshots that just landed on the Kenny S. But it does take down Blade nonetheless. Well, here it comes. It's full buy. Markelov restraining from buying an AK-47. He had enough money for it, but I don't think he had enough. User preference. I think he wouldn't have been able to afford those utilities unless he actually had, if he had an AK-47, he wouldn't be able to afford the utilities that he has right now, rather, is what I mean to say. The grenades wouldn't be there. NBK tossing that smoke in a drop, just blind firing through it, trying to keep anyone from pushing forward, but Devil, speaking of pushing, wow. Very coordinated effort between him and Happy. He is, however, going to suffer a refrag coming in from Markloff, and I think that's going to be an AK-47 salvage coming from our player. So firepower advantage is there. Happy does have a Mag 7. It's a very situational weapon, but there's no reason to doubt him having that in his hands. Only one frag for a moment. Jumps up, does get a good chunk of damage done, but immediately I think he just ate a headshot through concrete, and that's why he's barely alive right now. There was another surface to block the bullet besides the helmet that he was equipped with. MBK blind, going to be working his way to under platform, and HP advantage, it's hard to tell just who's the real advantage here. The firepower advantage is of course there for Flipside, just solid all the way across the board. They have 4 weapons that are capable of one-shot kills without walling, that is to say. A little bit of noise coming into bomb site A, and that's more than from the terrace side. That's actually from the CT side. Happy, it looks like he might be able to finish something up with that Mag 7. Friendly fire coming in from Bondic, but he will get the refrag eventually, and that's 2 versus 3 now in the present situation that we find Flipside Tactics in, but it's 3 versus 1 now, and Apex is going to get the finishing blow with a FAMAS. On the whole, really solid defense coming in from Team Envyus. Flipside Tactics, just this is going to be at most a quasi-buy. Looks like 5 P250s indeed. Any frags that they're able to get off of this round is going to help them in the grander scheme of things. It helps them prevent the CT economy from growing. It prevents them from saving money. And just little things like that. But if they were actually to take a win off of this, we're not talking about a 5-man win, it would definitely help them out a lot. That lineup is not a good way to start things off. That's NBK just getting a triple kill. Had 30 bullets to eat through, and I think he exhausted all but 20-something of them. Devil's going to make the final frag of the round, and that's a bink builder for Envyus. Worst case scenario for Flipside Tactics has just occurred, really. The only way it could have gotten worse is, of course, if they were all taken down and the bomb was defused. I'm sorry, that if they were to get the plant, all be taken down, just annihilated, 5-0, and then the defuse were to come down. Team Envyus now with 4 points on the board. NBK tossing a flash up, and anti-entry frag going in. Does limited damage, but every little bit counts. That is Devil just, oh my god, the sick triple kill. Blind fires through smoke to finish things off. He's going to get away with an AK steal and continue with the blind fire. Return fire coming in here, and he's completely crazed right now. This guy, he smells blood in the water, and he's going for it. Continuing that blind fire. It does look like he hits one more bullet onto World Edit, but I think what had happened there was, oh my god, he's getting the 4th. He wants the ace too. Markloff with only 34 HP. Looks like he's going to go back towards that entrance. What on earth am I seeing here? And no, I'm sorry, he actually went towards drop. Gave Devil an assist, not the ace. Kenny's like, hey man, no hard feelings, right? But as it is right now, I mean, Team Envyus with no AWP? Devil off the back of that brings himself to roughly even with Kenny S in terms of frags, but of course Kenny S does have a larger, I wouldn't say larger, but superior KDA. It is Apex getting the opening frag. Quasi-buy coming in yet again from Flipside Tactics, and they're unable to actually stabilize at this moment. By the way, the reason I found out why they are relatively low in the way of score, nice refrag though. Nice way to get a little bit of revenge. Gonna get another one. I think that was a headshot through his surface. But, back to 2 versus 3. Let's bring things back into this round. Devil looking for Markloff. We'll find him. Here's Shara, and take him down. Purchases totally worth it from Flipside in that regards. What I will say here is, you know, I mean, it just felt like Flipside for the time being is not able to stabilize. really. I mean, look at the economy here for Envyus after 6 rounds. This shows that there were 2 very critical 5-man wins that Envyus were able to get away with. But the reason why I found out Flipside is so low in the season is because they scheduled their matches to be played at later times. And I think I can't really blame them for that. Anti-entry frag gonna do limited damage. But again, every little bit counts. And that's gonna put Shara at 1 headshot to be taken off the map. So I mean that actually does make a big difference. But when 3 of your players have 1-shot capable weapons, that's kind of a misnomer, just slightly. Counter entry. I'm sorry, no, I misread that. Entry is being made for A narrow. Let's just call it A narrow since it's a little bit difficult to navigate that area and appropriately assess its name. Markelov is going to continue that push at bomb site B. However, I think like what he's trying to do is he's just trying to whittle down the numbers. But you know, any frags he's able to get there in the present position he's in would be absolutely amazing. Apex, I think, is in some ways aware of what's coming at him at bomb site A. And Flipside tactics. Kenny S just getting that first frag with the AWP. Apex looking for the second one. That's gonna be Markelov taken off the map. He's going to take down Shara. That's his 3rd on the Bondit. Goes for the reload, and that's gonna be Happy shutting down World Edit. He's unable to connect the shot there, but this is just it's almost a little bit painful to watch, really. I mean, in the present position that we are talking about, in the largest scheme of things, when I say painful to watch, I mean just Envyus. It looks like they could lose 2 rounds in a row and still afford full buys. I don't mean this to, you know, criticize our Ukrainian underdogs harshly by any means. It's just that I mean to say this in a way that emphasizes their position there. Blade does spot 1 target, unable to get the follow-up damage to take Apex down. Only 53 HP. Markelov. Boom. Headshot. And that looks like this is the kind of tempo they want to start things off with. It could be that they're putting themselves in a position where Envyus perceives that they may try and play off of that 1 frag. Missed shot coming in from Kenny S, and that's going to be Devil getting a refrag on a Markelov. Apex playing his weight, and that's going to be Kenny S getting 1-2 to his name. He spots the broadside. That's all he needs. Blade going to get 2 refrags, and it's going to be some blind fire, but holy sweet mother of Blade is making those shots count. 41 seconds to go. 41 seconds to plant with. He's making a lot of noise. Devil's got some perception to the location of his opponent. And he's going to continue walking through this location to perhaps get the bomb site B. Devil now relocating. And that's going to be Blade getting the quad and putting the first point on the board for his team. But look at the money. I mean, Apex there, he's at 16K. He can buy for 2 teammates if he needs to. I mean, this is not really, I guess you could say, a massive amount of damage done to Envyus. But really, if they were to lose this round, that's where the damage would be done. Because we're talking about 2 AWP purchases. And if they were to somehow bounce back from this round, Flipside tactics, I mean to say, if they were to somehow, you know, take this round 5-0 or 2-0 or something like that, that does just a massive amount of damage to Team Envyus. But Kenny S, you know, making the opening frag there. Smoke going down. Shara out of this map. I mean, in some ways, I think he kind of makes his name in some ways as an entry fragger. I don't know too much about Flipside tactics as a team, so do pardon my poor commentary on these guys. This is perhaps only my 2nd time watching them play. It's going to be a refrag coming in from Blade. More than pulling his weight. It's actually interesting to note that prior to the last round, he had 0 frags. 2 coming in from Devil, however. Anti-entry flash is perfect coming in from the teammate. NBK getting one to his name at drop, and now it's all on Blade. He's making a lot of noise going to this site as well. That's one. He's looking for the second one. He should know that it's that broken wall. He gets against the wall. Speaking of, unable to get the unable to carry the spray over to NBK, and that's going to be expensive-ish win coming in from Team Envyus. You kind of lose just a little bit in the way of profit, but the real deal breaker is the fact that you have to buy 2 weapons for a teammate, or someone has to buy 2 weapons for a teammate in order for that teammate to save money. There it is, opening just a full-blown eco rush into bomb site A. Kenny's gonna get one, gets a second with a no-scope. NBK's gonna cover his back, however, and it looks like Apex is coming in, but NBK is taken down in the background. And really, I mean, in the situation that Flipside Tactics were in on that round, where they just only managed to take down NBK round 10, that was, you know, quite worth it, given that they only invested pistols into it. Only 5 P250s, and in return they managed to make 1 frag. Something of a ghetto buy coming out from Flipside Tactics. They only have 3 AKs, a Galil, and a UMP with full utilities on Markolov. And that's going to be Apex coming out on top in the duel against Blade. Flashbang going into drop. Shara's at the bottom of it. Interestingly enough, I'm not entirely sure about his decision to be there. Shara's going to catch Devil, overstepping his boundaries. Going to get shot in the foot as well by Happy. Smoke getting tossed into drop, and NBK is going to abandon ship while trying to help out his AWP toting teammate. Bondic getting ready to drop down. There it is. And that's about it. Ouch. Well, that's a missed shot, and it looks like we're actually going to see... wait, did I see that right? No, Happy... Okay, he switched to his pistol after he hit Bondic in the foot, and then finished him off with that. World Edit, looking for targets. I'm sure that the scoping noise has been heard now. He just jumped. He did not see Apex, amazingly. I think it was because of the resolution he was playing at. If he's playing by a 5x4 resolution, then, you know, he didn't see him in the jump. I know it may sound a little bit difficult to understand, but it's the setup that a lot of CSGO pros go with, really. It's just... going with a 5x4 or 3x4 resolution as opposed to a 16x9 or 16x10, which would allow you to see more as you're covering corners. It's a little bit difficult to tell as well, but it's going to be Markolov getting the bomb down and going for the flash. He's now going to hold his ground against 2 CTs, nearly lining up, but Apex will still finish him off in the end. Looking for the bomb. And waiting for an AWP salvage before beginning that defuse. And it looks like they're unable to find it. Not gonna play around with time, but I think what they were also doing was they may have possibly been talking tactics there. That's another reason why there are some teams that will delay the defuse. Excuse me. Only 1 point on the board for Flipside Tactics on the T side. I mean, maybe this is potentially one of the lesser practice maps that they played. But that's not to look down on this team by any means. Anti-entry utilities going in, flashbangs, pops, smokes, everything now. Shara spots the target. He doesn't see Happy one on tree, and that's Double getting 1 to his name. Looking for the second. He will in fact get it. And now Flipside Tactics 11-1. They are going to go with a full buy. They've got just about everything that they would need on this round, save for perhaps a helmet and 1 more flashbang on World Edit, but that's nothing to nitpick. Just a slightly less than ideal purchase coming from our Ukrainian T-sided players. World Edit taking up, like, punishing Apex there for just getting overzealous. Really, I mean, he didn't do that bad there. There we go. Kenny S taking down World Edit as well. So it's one opper on CT side that no longer exists for T side. Flipside Tactics, you know, it's the for them it's kind of a little bit difficult to face. This is not looking like their map, but who on earth knows? When they go to CT side, it may be the other way around. But this is supposed to be the map that is T dominant. Perhaps one of their least practiced maps or lesser practiced maps is something that I've speculated many a time before we began this map. But this could also be the team's kryptonite going into the rest of the Pro League. Blade getting ready to toss in his entry smoke. It's going to be NBK throwing in an anti-entry flash. Going to get one frag, immediately retaken down by Shara. He's got Guru Ultralit there, but Markelov. Bondik takes a little bit of damage too as he does take down Devil. Shara throwing in an anti-entry flash as well as a Molly. Very low HP T's right now, 6 and 7 HP respectively, and that just makes for an easy finish for Envyus at the moment, but of course, expensive win nonetheless. What's, you know, I mean, Team Envyus, they look at the situation now and they say, what's expensive? I mean, really, when you stop and look at their banks, right now no one's got less than $6,900. So, you know, Flipside definitely in a difficult position morally right now. They're playing against one of the world's best. I think one of the world's top 4. I mean, just when you stop and look at ESL Pro League and how it's developing and things of that nature, yeah, I would definitely say it is. There we go. Blade getting the opening frag on behalf of his team. I'm sorry, Markelov was taken down in the background, but yeah, boy, Bondik jumping down, making tons of noise. It's going to be, however, NBK getting spotted by Shara. Shara just seizing the moment, saying, I want to take him out, and they focus on trading, and they're doing it fairly well this round. HP-wise, they do have a very clear advantage. There's not even enough to reach 100 HP on one player from Team Envyus. They've already got 178 on their own side. But really, it's going to come down to where those bullets land, and that's going to be Blade catching one blind. Only needed to land one shot. Going to get another one, and now it's Happy coming in for the retake on bomb site. He does manage to take down Shara. Bomb is still on Blade, and Blade is on top of Hut. He's going to go to Armored again now. Just gave away his position, but still manages to grab the round for his team. Score of 12-2 at present. 12 rounds now for CT side and 2 rounds for Flipside Tactics. They do actually manage to take a win. Not too terribly bad. It was a one-man win, but in the end, a win is a win, and that's going to keep them alive should they happen to lose the pistol round going into the second half. Envyus just all across the board, super solid on the CT side and just not making any mistakes. There's no other way to say it. They played this to the point that it feels as though they know the map like the back of their hand. They know each other like they know each other like the 4 other fingers on the hand. It's almost as though they're ready. They know how to make a fist and slam together. Nonetheless, however, it does appear that NBK was taken down first on this round, and Markelov's going to get a second. He will be immediately refragged by Apex, however. Bondik, however, does turn around just in the nick of time to catch Apex moving out. He does hear more footsteps, and that is going to be Bondik getting Happy to his name. Looks like he might be able to catch Devil. He will indeed, getting himself a triple kill and putting the 3rd round on the board for his team. 2 wins in a row, not too terribly bad. It's just that the real problem here is they weren't able to do that throughout a majority of the first half. They weren't able to get, you know, just these synchronous synergy going together where they would actually have. I'm trying to put this together in my head. The ability to smash the economy of Flipside, not Flipside, but Envyus. At present, we are waiting for both sides to ready up and just get the match restarted. And since that's going on, I think I'm just gonna take a swig of my green tea, and that might be good enough. That might just be all that I need. Alright, there we go, match restarting, and this is going to be the pistol round, very important round for Flipside Tactics. If they're unable to hold here, then, they could potentially just be completely out of it. It's just the snowball effect will be there for Team Envyus. Bondic waiting at drop. However, most of them look like they're going for B corridor. That's going to be Markelov coming in, getting one nice headshot, getting a few body shots onto the remaining teammates of Devil. Devil, I mean, really, he plays so sick with the AK-47. There's no getting around that. It's something to acknowledge. And the utility man is there for Team Envyus right now. NBK now tossing out a flashbang. And there it is. They're going in from drop, and Shars is able to shut that down from the tree. He will, however, be refragged by Happy. Happy, turning away just a little bit too early, is going to catch someone hopping in the drop, and that's going to be Markelov getting the head of NBK. It's now all on Happy for the moment. He's about to get backsighted, and that's going to be Bondic taking him down. Disrespect as he shoots one to the head of his target. I apologize. I have a cold right now, which is why I think I have a cold right now, which is why I'm sounding a little bit stuffy, a little bit squeakier than I ordinarily would. Play for drop coming in with Happy and company, but the majority of the team is actually going into bomb site A. We do see World Edit and Blade ready to hold whatever may comes their way, but we see Team Envyus is slowly poking around, and that's NBK dropping down into the drop. Does get spotted. Looks like he's going to get sandwiched too. Markelov takes advantage of the situation, and Shara, ironically enough, gets such a sniping headshot there. Now Happy in an awkward position. He's taken down by Bondic. Just piling in there with the MP7. Uh-oh, Blade about to get pounced on. The MP9, he's there. He gets a double kill, and that's gonna be Bondic getting one to his name. All the kills that were just made this round were all with SMGs that provide double the income per frag. So stop and think about that for a minute. Instead of making the usual 1,500, they made a total of 3,000 on top of the 3,250 that they got for the elimination. So grand total, they made 6,000 over the course of the entire round. Take that 3,250 and multiply it by 5. You've got 1,750. Then add 3,000 to it. That's a total of 20,000 in terms of profits that they made as a team. Flipside going to continue and try and bank more money this round. As you can see, they've not gone for rifles, and they realize how important it is for them to get that economy rolling. You can see the effects of 5 players staying alive the previous round, and of course being able to take advantage of that situation with the frags that they made. There it is, World Edit getting one. There's no armor on these targets either, and that's going to be World Edit. Looks like he's going to get a second. Yeah, Kenny just not able to pull it off. Bondic looks like with a P250, however, not going to be able to spin it in time to hit Bondic's MP7. That's going to be Bondic getting a double kill. That's 1,200, and that's going to be Blade getting 600. Another 3,000, 6,000 altogether. We're going to be seeing Markelov continue to play with his UMP for the time being. We do actually see an AWP coming out from World Edit, but the utilities are just absolutely solid all the way across the board coming from Flipside. We're now going to be seeing Envyus attempt to make a buy out of this. They have the limited utilities for the time being. They're continuing to blind fire through smoke. I don't see that platform being really utilized by Flipside. Excuse me. Okay. So, let's see that Blade is in position as well. Just ready to intercept anything that may come his way. Kenny is not far behind Apex. But an execute has to be made within the next 57 seconds. Typically, some teams will wait no longer than 20 seconds remaining on the clock to make that execute happen. If they wait until the clock goes down, they've got nothing to gain off of it. They gain no money for it. Everyone gets +0. That's it. And it looks like opening frag attempted by Apex. Going in. Flashes are now gone. They're making the entry at bomb site A. It's going to be Devil getting one. Apex one of his own. Markelov kind of regretting that he's got a UMP right now. He does manage to finish off NBK, but he's immediately refragged by Kenny. Plant's going to come in from Devil. It's now all in F3 World Edit and Shara. Now, they do realize the situation that they're in at the moment, and they are just going to capitalize on trying to save their weapons. And that will be that. Reason being is because 2 versus 4 is just too difficult to attempt a retake. And if they lose their weapons, the consequences are too great. They still have an AWP in hand, so they don't want to give it to the enemy team for free. Adding to that, they also have enough money for a full buy next round, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, just add 1,400 to everyone there. Blade's going to be a little bit off. He might have to go with a FAMAS, but for the most part, everything's there. Shara might be able to drop the M4 he's got for his teammate. I do apologize. We are back now. Alright. I actually just needed to blow my nose. I didn't want you guys to hear it. Sorry I made you guys think of it just now. But, yeah. Here we are, with some anti-entry utilities coming in from the CT side. Incendiary tossed on the drop already. We do have Bondic throwing in a frag at A corridor. He gets 1 HP off of 2 targets, but that's about it. First frag coming in now. Bondic gonna get the opening frag. Shar looking for his own as well. And that's gonna get his name. Almost gets a second with a spray that's carried over. And that is gonna be 4 CTs remaining at the end of the round. Team Envyus now. I mean, yeah, they did manage to get 1 win, but look at NBK and his situation economically. He had to buy last round. He's not going to get a drop. He's going to barely be able to afford a Tech 9 and armor to go with that. So slightly superior buy in some ways coming in from Flipside Tactics. It all depends on the end of the day how the mechanics are played, but it looks like NBK is not going to bother going with a purchase. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He goes with a Kevlar, a couple utilities, and a P250. See how you guys are doing in chat. For the time being, everything looks solid. Apex looking for something. The question is, what is that something gonna be? Majority of the team is actually slated for bomb site A. We're talking about Devil, Apex, Kenny S. Blade is on the receiving end of that. Just 1 man there. It's really gonna depend on the positioning, the jiggle popping, everything else in between. NBK looks like he's in smoke right now, and he's a little bit reluctant to make the entry happen there. Rotate now coming in for bomb site B from Team Envyus, and I definitely gotta say they're probably thanking themselves for getting at least 2 wins in a row on that last round. Flipside, Team Envyus rather, they went above the threshold by going to 12 rounds, excuse me, and now Flipside looks like are having a difficult time holding against them. Really, I mean, all we need to see come in from Envyus is winning 3 more rounds. But as I say that, with a difficult hold, I jinxed it, as you can see. Blade, sees happy. Displays testicles of titanium before opening up on him. Gonna get away with an AK. I say testicles of titanium because balls of steel is extremely overrated, right? Overused as well. But, you know, that's one man that Team Envyus loses that they don't need to. Devil's now going to run at the very last moment. Even looks at the bomb. He's so careful, so diligent to make sure that it actually detonates. With him being safely alive at the end of the round. World Edit and Blade managed to save their weapons. And the buy here is going to be some kind of a buy coming in from our CTs from the Ukraine. But it's looking like it's going to be difficult to compare or compete with Team Envyus in some ways. World Edit. Okay, there we go. Never mind. Single AK. 3 M4s versus 4 AKs and an M4 coming in from Team Envyus. There it is. World Edit at 4% HP now. He just unfortunately stepped straight into that, and now he's wishing he had that 96% back. Got entry flash coming in here, and I believe that was Blade backpedaling towards A entrance, A quarter entrance, and no one playing for mid just yet on Team Envyus. We do, of course, have the bomb carrier there at that present position. Devil's just waiting for someone to overstep their bounds, perhaps trying to attempt a flank. Trying to punish whoever might be going for that position. And 52 seconds remain. Plenty of time for the CTs to work with. Or rather, the Ts to work with. Excuse me. Bondic checking that rotate. Gonna get caught by a Molotov, and NBK is gonna finish him off. But I believe in some ways he should know that someone is in drop room. That's Apex doing a double take and taking down Blade. And now we've only got World Edit and Markelov, as well as Shara to play for the retake. Shara comes in, but I'm sorry, he tries to rotate from B, but it just takes too long. Nice opening up here, and it's still 2 versus 2 in this exchange, but the HP advantage is very transparent. Do we have any frag grenades? No. Team Envyus is out. Happy manages to get the frag, and it looks like he might get the second. Indeed, he will. Putting himself at a triple kill by the end of the round. There we go. Envyus now at match point. To avoid this, Flipside tactics are going to make the full buy happen. It's going to be very difficult. All of those weapons are one-shot capable, except for the FAMAS. I hate to be the negative Nancy, the bearer of bad news, but that's just the way it happens to be. Will, however, provide some long-range support as opposed to the other weapons. It's going to be Apex and Kenny S getting the opening frags at bomb site A. They just pile into this site. And it looks like, is this the way it ends? The real question. That's going to be Happy getting one. Kenny, another. Last man standing is Shara, going for the retake, playing with the 5-7. Does manage to get one headshot. He's going to duel now against NBK, and NBK just lands the headshot. Congratulations to Team Envyus for taking map 2 against... Excuse me. Our Ukrainian underdogs, Flipside Tactics. It was a little bit anticlimactic, this map. It was a very, very strong CT-sided round for them. CT-sided half for them, excuse me. And, I mean, despite some success on the CT side coming from our Ukrainian underdogs, that is to say Flipside Tactics, they didn't have what it takes to come out on top. Some weaknesses I noticed was on bomb site B. They didn't really play for platform, but at the same time, we didn't see enough rounds to really see that be utilized, because we only saw extremely limited wiggle room in the way of rounds that they could sacrifice to Flipside as a result of the kind of lackluster T side that we saw coming from Flipside Tactics. So that being said, guys, we're going to take things into a short break, and then we'll be back with our next match very shortly. So don't go away.